that I assumed that he got in trouble. Like I was like, he slapped Jay Gruden.
Yeah, or there was a coming
Yeah.
together with a coach, something like
And
that.
I'm gonna say this is why I assumed it, right? And I alluded to it when I was doing crossover with Rick. Is that the Sports Den's very own one Dennis Thompson? We were sitting there together, socially distanced, kind of the cool kids, because like it was weird. Like everybody kind of like recognized me and Denny. It was weird. Like they're like, "Hey, as much trash as you guys talk, you're actually out at practice." I'm like, "Yeah, we're gonna, we ain't scared, nah. We ain't scared." But he said why he was noticing that Leonard Fournette went with the first group, and then after that, he wasn't really around much.
He was by himself.
He was just kind of off in the distance, by himself, not really vibing, not doing a lot of stuff. It could be absolutely circumstantial, right?
You mean like a coincidence?
Like a coincidence, yeah, my bad. Coincidental is the better word. But it happened. And then you see what happens on Monday, and it's like, maybe that explains it. Maybe that's what happened. But it's still, here's my thing about the Jag fan, is that you're owed a better explanation than what you've been getting. You're owed way better by the media, by the front office, by PR, by whomever. It's why I looked up that tweet. That's the first time I've ever searched the tweet. That when I responded to our friend of the show, a friend of the station, our guy, one Ryan Hacker Green. Because Ryan said, and a lot of people here are like, why does the media have this narrative that the Jaguars are tanking? That is, we're going. This is why. The explanations are why. It makes no sense. If you don't like it, if you don't like what somebody's saying, if you don't like the story, then the narrative, then change the story. But the problem is you can't, because week in and week out, year after year, you've seen the exact same thing. The best players don't want to be here. And then we as the fan base, because we are, what is it? We're abused as a fan base. And I say we because I am trying. The first thing I did this morning was I called my man T-Wig and I called Denny and I said, why don't they like me? Why does Shad Khan hate me? And they were like, James, what are you talking about? And I said, dude, I have tried for a decade to become a Jacksonville Jaguars fan. I got to tell people are like, James, are you going to tell your son about Chala passing? The Black Panther died this past weekend. It was sad. I'm not going to get into that because I hope he missed this part because he doesn't watch the show. Sometimes he watches the show. I'm more worried about him talking about the death of the Jaguars and the franchise because this kid is from Jacksonville, and I don't know if they teach it in the elementary school curriculum, but like, he became a Jaguar fan. So as a good father who buys his kid stuff, he's like, Dad, I want a Jacksonville Jaguars jersey. Dad, I want to go to Jacksonville Jaguars games. And me being the dad that I am that doesn't want to have a loser son, I say I can't condone their behavior because from the front office to the last player on the roster, they don't have a winner spirit. And it's not just the player's fault. It's really not the player's fault. It's because they have condoned it. The GM is ass. And each coach that he hires is more ass than the last one. We had a guy who was about juice pops and lollipops and high energy. Matter of fact, all Gus did was talk about damn culture. And what are we hearing right now? What are we hearing? Culture don't mean nothing. We got players that are in the media here that could tell you, but they won't, which I don't understand. You know what a good culture is? It's a winning culture. Show me a winning team that got a bad culture. And show me a losing team that says, you know, our culture is great. And I'll show you a consistent loser. That's what it is right now. Loser, high-paid losers. From the top to the bottom. Janitor, safe, long snapper, head coach, OC. The OC has essentially made our offense exactly what it was in Washington. And go look at what Washington was without an elite quarterback. Even with the quarterback, it still wasn't that overly great. I'm not trying to be abysmal, but what I'm saying is for 10 years, you have averaged 5 wins. You have had a top 5 pick so many times. You know how hard it is to mess up a top 5 pick? You almost messed it up numerous times. You probably wouldn't got Jalen if it wasn't for a mess up, if Dallas didn't get Zeke. You probably wouldn't have got Josh Allen if Oakland didn't do something that nobody thought that they were going to do. You've been saved over and over again. And yet and still, the arrogance of the front office, it is partially because, now this is your fault, fan. And it's because of your abuse. You've been abused. I'm here to tell you. You believe what these guys say over what's consistently been said over and over again. My mama got a saying, if everybody lying on you, somebody telling the truth. If every player that's left here has talked about the dysfunction, you are a dysfunctional franchise. You are a franchise that does not want to win. And it's not that you don't want to win like as an everyday thing, like you go into work and you're prepared to lose. But what it is that you are subconsciously used to losing. Loser cultures have the kings argue with the peasants. The owner's son arguing with the guy. And then you got the nerve to say that the player didn't make it easy on you. Because we still got to talk about that. Like Jan is a big enough story by itself. The fact that a guy hated you so much, hated your gut so much, that he decided to take like what $6 million less?
And this is the first time he's ever been paid in his life or career. So
$6 million less.
He was still like, I still gotta get the hell out of here.
I got some insight on that too, but about a franchise who will probably be in the playoffs, being winning, and we're going to see another Jaguar player go somewhere and be successful because that's been the consistent theme here. You want to win a Super Bowl? Play for the Jaguars and then get cut. Your odds are raised a lot higher. This is the truth. Don't blame me. Don't shoot the messenger. This is just what's happened. I remember one year, one of Gus Bradley's years, the Jaguars were at home, and there were 20 players who were on the Jaguars roster at one point who were in the playoffs. That means you cut 20 playoff caliber players while you're sitting at home watching the playoffs. And that's competent. That's competent front office. Competent coaching right there, man. Competent leadership. It's consistent, man. At a certain point, you cannot be that guy or that gal. We joke about it all the time on in the Twitterverse and on social media, where it's that lady or that guy that consistently says, all men ain't this. All women suck. But you're consistently in and out of relationships, and you're always the one that was hurt. You're always the one that was great. But they left you and they're flourishing, living their best life with some hot chick or hot man. But you're the one who's miserable. At a certain point, you got to look in the mirror. And you got to say to yourself, it ain't them other people, man. The common denominator is me. Now, they might have left wrong. I'm here to tell you, Jalen was wrong how he left. But Jalen wasn't wrong leaving.
I broke my back.
I'm here to tell you, I don't necessarily agree with how Yannick said he's not going to do that. I've never seen that much money before. Like, I'm going to tell you, I'm taking it. But I can't say that he's wrong. Like, for leaving? Fournette, you've bashed your players so bad that you can't get anything for a guy who was a top 5 rusher last year? Who's in his 4th year in the league? Nah, that's got nothing. Like, I heard some people say that's them bashing him. Nah, player, that ain't got nothing to do with Fournette. That got everything to do with they know that they could get Fournette from you. They know you don't have any more bargaining chips. The players don't want to be there. They don't like you. So we can wait at worst, and we'll get him next year. But he'll get picked up by somebody because they can get him for cheap because you still got to pay him. That money guaranteed for that. But we got to call JJ. This person got something they want to say?
We could take them or take a break. It's up to you.
Let's take it because we're going to keep him because we're not going to be on Fournette all day. What's going on, Luke?
What's up, man? I love listening to you guys. I just wanted to say this. I think Leonard Fournette is a wonderful player. I think he deserves something great. I feel like he should be in a championship-winning team. If I was him, that's what I would do. I was thinking, like, if Kevin Durant went to Golden State, I think he should be okay to go to the Ravens. Man, that would be crazy. If Lamar had him, and then if, what's this called?
We got Mark Ingram, and then they just
J.K.
drafted
Dobbins.
somebody, right? Yeah.
I was saying, like, as
Gus
a
the
backup or
Bus.
something, that would be crazy. That'd
Yeah.
be a championship-winning team, though.
Luke, only problem with your call, bro. You can't compare Leonard Fournette to Kevin Durant. But
Yeah,
besides
that's a
that,
little,
it's
yeah.
fine.
Besides that, he got some.
You're taking liberties
I see
with
him. Yeah, I see I see where he's getting at. I just said the perfect fit for him, and thank you, Luke, for your call. The perfect fit for him would be New England
Ooh.
or Philly. And why do I say New England? Because both New England and Philly won a Super Bowl with a similar running back, a guy who also liked to fight. LeGarrette Blunt, remember, left foot, right cross
Took
Blunt.
Boise State guy
Yeah.
straight out.
I like my running backs like that. I like my running backs that could throw a punch. But
Leonard tried.
Leonard tried it and that's still the funniest moment. Like, my man's imagined.
Is that your favorite Fournette moment in Jack's?
That has to be. Like, gotta be.
Jack's career.
He imagined somebody beating up one of his teammates, and the teammate was like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Nobody was around.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
just me. I was in the end zone by myself playing. But Leonard, like, goes there, and he's the perfect short yardage back. Not a lot expected of him. But New England's a little bit different now, and they have a one, Cameron Newton. And Cameron likes that running back that goes downhill because he can run that zone read, the play action off of it. Uses athleticism. Like, it's a lot more than you couldn't have done that with Tom Brady. It's a different running back, but there's just so many options that there are. Do you want to hear some true irony? Tampa Bay's an option. Right now, you know who's dealing with a running back issue? The New Orleans Saints with Alvin Kamara, who's holding out. Man, let Alvin hold out. Go get Leonard for basically free. Because whatever you sign them to is just going to go against what the Jags are already paying them because they got guaranteed money in it. It's just tiring. I don't understand how people can consistently defend these people over and over and over again, and that's why they know they got you. We're going to take one more Fournette call here, and then we'll take a break because I know we're going a little bit past time. Hopefully I pushed the right button.
I got it. It's fine.
What's going on, Craig?
James, you got to be the hardest working man in 10-10.
I try.
Anyway, Fournette, man. A team last season, they bring in Foles, like not much was expected. Fournette still put his helmet on, and this grown man went out there and got almost 1,700 yards from scrimmage for a team that was not expected to do anything. This guy suited up and showed up almost every game. That man didn't have to do that. He did not have to do that. They want to talk about a culture change. Fournette was the culture change. This is a man who worked his ass off and showed up I don't know who else did, but besides Chark for that offense, I don't know who else did anything that Fournette did. Gardner Minshew, yeah, it's a great story, 6th-round pick. Fournette suited up every week and went out there and put his life on the line because you know they're stacking 8 in the box every week, and the man did it. And the numbers don't lie. And how they let go of that player is beyond me.
I mean, it's the business. I appreciate that, Craig. It's the business side of it, and this happens. And this is why I always tell people I don't want to hear about people complaining about players wanting to get their bread because of stuff like this. It's a very short, what have you done for me lately? And you could have done a lot for them, and they still don't care about you. But that's the breaking news that has gone on if you've been under a rock with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Rockwell Armstead?
Rockwell Armstead. Like, he's been under a rock, apparently.
Get used to that name, folks.
But what we're going to do is we're going to take a break. We're going to come and talk a little bit more Jags-related things, Fournette, possibly some of the scrimmage. It's going to probably be really Jags-heavy today. There are some things going on in college. There is some more 8 o'clock-ish type things, even though it feels like an entire day of 8 o'clock. We got to get Doc on. We'll probably try to get him on the third break. But this is the Sports Den brought to you by The Humidor. I didn't even tell you who we were brought by. TheHumidor.com. Go to TheHumidor.com, type in Sports Den at checkout, get 20% off.
Belly up to the bar and talk about your team.
You want to go where everybody knows your name.
Jacksonville's Sports Radio 1010XL, where friends meet.
That's what sleeping with a CPAP sounds like. If you can't use CPAP, imagine pressing a button and it sounding like this. That's sleeping with Inspire. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Inspire is a sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body with one click of a remote. That's right, just a button. If you have sleep apnea, great sleep awaits at inspiresleep.com. That's inspiresleep.com. Inspire. Sleep apnea innovation. No mask, no hose, just sleep.
Talk to your doctor to see if Inspire is right for you and review important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
All offers are with approved credit and not in conjunction. See dealer for complete details. Summer clearance event. Enjoy real buying power at Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Bay Meadows. Drive a new Dodge Charger or Challenger and save up to $7,000 off MSRP. Get up to $10,000 off Ram trucks. We need your trade and we'll pay more for it. Come in for a test drive or we'll bring the test drive to you. Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, leading the way. I-295 and Bay Meadows.
Over 300 children in Northeast Florida are currently undergoing cancer treatment. 84% of families whose child is tackling cancer will experience financial hardship. This is Tom Coughlin, and September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, which is represented by the Gold Ribbon. Go gold this September with the Tom Coughlin J Fund to help our neighbors and community members tackling this devastating disease. Visit tcjfund.org/go gold for more information.
Bueller, air conditioning repairs. Seriously, guys. Hey, Hicken here. Not only are my friends at Bueller Air Conditioning the coolest guys in the business, they truly are the best at air conditioning repairs. Take it from me. I use them in my home, and from start to finish, they are absolutely terrific. So when the heat gets too much for your home, call Bueller Air and stay cooler with Bueller.
Bueller Air, stay cooler with Bueller.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to our website, CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com, and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
Instant Keys specializes in creating replacement automotive keys and keyless entry remotes, even when all the originals are lost or broken. Instant Keys provides expert service for nearly every foreign and domestic vehicle, including the high-end luxury models like BMW, Mercedes, Lexus, and Infiniti. With Instant Keys, you'll get dealership-level service at a fraction of the cost without the hassles. For honest professional locksmith service, call the best around. Instant Keys, 722-1111.
Hi, I'm Don with J-Dog Junk Removal. In light of today's health concerns, we want you to know we are taking the required safety precautions during the removal process. As veterans, we always go above and beyond. If you have unwanted items at your home that need to be removed, let us pick them up for you. You create the stack, and we can be in and out quick. Or we can help any homeowner safely declutter. J-Dog Junk Removal. Veteran-owned and veteran-operated. Call 844-GET-JDOG or visit jdog.com and enter your zip code.
Let's have lunch with Leon.
There was just total chaos at Miami.
Former Jacksonville Pro Bowler Leon Searcy is serving up lunch on XL Primetime.
Brought to you by Wingstop. Weekdays from noon till 1:30 on 1010XL.
Listen to 1010XL, baby.
Call Action Transmission Specialist on Merrill Road. We want to win your business with honest and upfront transmission service. I'm Robin Sidbury, the owner. That's a promise from me. Get traction. Call Action at 744-0755.
McKeever Clinic is home to the first advanced prostate cancer center in Jacksonville. This is Dr. West, urologist at McKeever Clinic. Our clinic is staffed with 2 urologists that specialize in advanced prostate cancer care and management. You'll also have a dedicated nurse navigator that will coordinate timing, medications, insurance, and patient assistance. We're conveniently located off AC Skinner Parkway on the south side. Contact our specialist at McKeever at 355-6583 to discuss your treatment options.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative, working to adapt your business to the new normal. What about some logoed pajama pants and fluffy socks for the staff? Check them out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all. This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
Get down.
You're listening to the Sports Den on 1010XL.
The Sports Den brought to you by thehumidor.com. Thehumidor.com is the go-to place for all your cigars. You need to go there, type in Sports Den at checkout. You get 20% off of anything on the site. I mean, they got cutters, lighters, all kinds of stuff. I know all the other sites. Trust me, they ain't this good. And none of them give you Cubans, so stop asking that mess. But if you need some advice, hit me up. We'll make sure you get you. I forgot my man who I got to figure out, remember his Twitter name, but I still owe him one. But if you buy it and you let me know, I'll make sure you get a humidor.com t-shirt. If you purchase and you put it on a text line or you inbox me, I'm still going to do that for you. Before we get into the sadness, which is the Jaguars organization, we're going to get Kevin. But, JJ, I want to let you know something, dude, because you were talking to me off air, which I'm going to do a Twitter poll, too. If you're interested in the conversations that we have off air, because they are funny and good, sometimes we'll try, JJ, not to make sure we get fired with some of this stuff.
Yeah.
Let me know, because we may do a trial this week. We may try something because we got enough cameras to where we can try something and do something. So
like what we were just talking about, my weekend exploits, that would be perfect.
Right. So you were talking about going to the bar.
I went to the bar for the first time in months with some buddies on Saturday, and it was lit, dude.
So, but something.
And there was zero social distancing, zero masks, and I'm not going to say the name of the place, but they were Patriots, and it was awesome, and everybody had a grand time. Nobody died.
No need to do that. But there is a local grocery that has taken a step in the right direction.
Yes, towards normalcy.
Towards normalcy. They took away the arrows. I looked at that there today. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I'll wear the mask. But where I draw the line is you telling me which direction I should go.
And they specifically keep pasta, which I always buy when I go there, like the good Italian boy I am.
In the opposite direction.
In the very end of the aisle. And it's like, I'm not going to walk all the way around for this. But it's right here. I can reach it.
When I was out of town, I went to said grocery because it's a regional chain. And
yeah, you could say that.
I needed to go inside. Because I needed a soda. I hadn't drank a soda in like 3 weeks. I was crazy. And I heard that there was buy 2, get 1 free. So I've walked all the way to the front, and my truck is far. I've walked all the way to the front. I ain't going back. If I go back to that truck, I'm just not getting the soda.
You forgot your mask.
I forgot my mask. And I said, hey, dude, I don't want to get you in trouble, man. I don't want to be that guy, right? Because I don't want to be the person, because I feel – once they put
the videos.
Once they put me on the video,
viral.
Yeah, it's gonna go viral. So I was like, "Hey, dude, do y'all sell masks? I'll just buy a mask, dog, because I'm in tourist mode. So
I'll use my shirt.
I was like,
if I have to."
And he told me this. He said, "Sir, I am not a manager. I cannot tell you that you can't come in here because I don't have that authority.
God
Now,
bless.
if you're going inside and the manager tells you, then that's a different story. But as where I stand, all I can offer you
So did you
is
go
some
really
hand
fast?
sanitizer. I sure did. I went. I mean, I tried to. I was like looking at people. I was like, "Don't look me in the
Don't
face.
judge me.
Don't judge me. Don't judge me." So anyway, so that's the case with that.
But you're alive.
But I'm alive.
End of the story.
And I got my soda, and I was happy. Kev, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? How y'all doing, man?
Good.
Let me say to me, man, this is just my thought here. I think it's kind of strange that right after the little scrimmage, you know, and you read how bad.
Yes, me too.
For everything I read, Minshew didn't do good, didn't look good, you know, and it's kind of bad to look bad in the scrimmage when you ain't going to get hit. And I think the team just realized at a point, man, that, you know, they wasn't going to be no good this year, man.
I'm so glad you said that, Kevin, because that's my
You know
exact take.
I think they realized that, and they just said, let's pull the trigger on this and, you know, just get all of it out the way this year. Ain't nobody coming to the games no way but 25%. So, you know, you won't be able to tell if people don't come to the games this year. So I just think that's what it was. They just said, you know, it's not going to be right this year.
And Trevor's waiting. I mean, Trevor and Fields. So I'm saying.
Right.
I mean, yeah, fair. And I'm here to tell you, to confirm, the scrimmage wasn't that great. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. Like, it wasn't like something that make you get all the warm and fuzzies, and you're like, we're about to win the championship. It definitely wasn't that.
Well, so in a day of terrible news, tell me who the best player was at the scrimmage. Who's
number 19, the wide receiver from Texas?
Is that Colin?
Collier. Is it Colin? Yeah, Colin.
Colin Johnson?
Yeah, Colin Johnson. That's it. Colin Johnson.
Everybody loves that guy.
Hands down the best player. I can tell you, if you listen to me and Denny's, we did an instant reaction, right? We're getting some reps in, some preseason reps, baby. Before we have to do this mess every Sunday, we're gonna have to do that.
You guys
and
do
the
an
show.
instant reaction after every game.
After every game,
Oof.
and we're gonna do.
It's gonna be a long season.
I mean, we're used to this. We tell the truth. When you don't lie,
it's fine.
You're good. Like, I've never lied to them. I've never, like my boy Jeezy said, I never exaggerated one line, one dime. Never lied to the people, not one time.
The problem is, though, you can't just like turn it off in like the middle of the third quarter and be like,
well, yeah, I got to watch the whole thing. Yeah. That is very frustrating to my family because I get in a bad mood. But what I do, though, is we said, hey, this is it. There was a young man who I took on the position of the Turk for him. If he pays attention to social media, I don't know what your real name is, but number 83, I believe it's 83. Sir, if you're on this roster, they are just here they're being nice to you. You're not going to make this team, dude.
Is that a tight end?
No, wide receiver.
Okay.
But you want me to give you the highlights?
Yeah.
And these aren't, I mean, this first time I noticed him, he pulled a Rashard Green. He dropped the punt.
Mm.
Your job, you had one job, catch the punt. Drop the punt. That was the first play he made. Second play he made, Dobbs drops back, boom, throws in the ball. Dobbs actually had a pretty good day.
Okay,
Dobbs had a good day. Dobbs drops
there's
back.
been a lot of Dobbs slander.
And that's
recently.
because of the media not telling the truth. Tell the truth.
They love Luton.
Gluten.
They hate Dobbs.
Gluten is just a guy. Gluten is a true jag. Just a guy. Number two, what's my man? Garbage, real trash, hot trash.
Yeah, been around forever.
Yeah, whatever. Hot trash. We're gonna call it hot trash. I've never seen anybody look as bad as him.
Mike Glennon.
Like Mike Glennon can't even effectively run a screen. Like that is a big part of the game. He got sacked going back, like backpedaling to try to run the screen. It just doesn't make sense. Anyways,
and Gardner, I heard, didn't look great, but sort of looked better towards the end.
He looked when they put it was one. So in the beginning, he looked good. First drive, they drove. Then a lot of Glennon stuff. They put Gluten in. Then they put Dobbs in. Dobbs' first drive throws a touchdown to Colin. Dobbs throws to this guy, and then
83.
Poor guy. Just drops it. It was like a punt. Like touchdown, drops it.
Is there tackling going on? What's
like he wasn't tackled. He just dropped it. Yes, there was some tackling.
Give me the lay of the land of how it
what we call thud. Like run up to, but some people get to the ground. They were full pass.
Okay.
Scrimmage is full pass.
I'm assuming Minshew doesn't get tackled.
No. So number 83 now again. So deep downfield, 40 yards downfield. You ever heard of a pick route? So I know you probably. So people who understand what a pick or a rub route is, it's basically
like a screen in basketball.
like you essentially get close enough to where you inadvertently pick the defender, or the defender has to redirect what they do. You're not supposed to pick your own teammate. And it's not supposed to look like a concussion protocol hit. My man would have been ejected from the football game.
Who was the other guy?
I don't remember the wide receiver. I just remember, I think his helmet got knocked off. But bottom line is, this would have been an ejection.
Targeting
on us versus
both guys.
us. But like, he would have been out. He would have been like we got a 15-yard penalty, a wide receiver taking out the game, and a wide receiver ejected. Like, but all of that in one. So, anyways, that was him. It was something else.
What about defense?
Defensively, they just looked.
Chase on nothing.
They just looked. Josh Allen looks amazing.
Of course, we already know.
Like, now I don't really know about the skill. I just looks amazing. Looks the part. I will say the left tackle looked okay. The one from Alabama, Cam Robinson looked okay. Outside of that, nobody really.
Linder, we know, is going to be fine.
They were just okay.
What about thinking of
bad.
another
DJ
Kane?
Chark. DJ Chark looked good, but he didn't get money reps.
What about my guy Shaq?
I didn't notice Shaq.
Damn.
So yeah, that doesn't mean anything bad. I've heard nothing but good things about him in camp. I just didn't notice Shaq. Who I noticed was 83 for all the wrong reasons.
And you also noticed.
And I noticed Colin.
Fournette looking like forlorn on the sideline. I think that's the right word.
For loco. Those are the things, but I also noticed that there was a guy who was absent, who was missing, and I guess we got to get into this a little bit because I teased it. But the Yannick Ngakoue trade happened. And the thing that we praise so many times, the positive stuff about Dave Caldwell is his ability to amass picks, which is great. Fine. You want a young team, we got it. It's stupid to draft 10 people in one draft. Like, you're not supposed to keep
spread it out.
You're supposed to
next year,
combine them up to draft, trade up, or
move
do
up,
something.
or move to a different year.
You don't need 3 7th-round draft picks. Typically, all 3 of those guys are cut. That doesn't help us. But you got something. You got a 2nd-round pick in 2021, and now in a 5th. Depending on how well he performs.
If he makes the Pro Bowl, they get a 4th. If they win the Super Bowl, then it becomes a 3rd. So
they're going to get a 4th round because I believe he'll be in a situation. So here's why Yannick won this, and here's why I say Yannick won this is because we got to stop listening to some of these media people who do not understand easy dictionary terms and math. What does extend mean? Do you know what extend or extension mean, JJ?
To elongate something that's already been happening, basically.
Oh, wow. That's damn. You really went and gave me the Merriam-Webster's. But, yes. So, in contract terms, it means you've elongated them or you've added to what the current contract is. So, there's people who are around. The big thing that's going around, Jan's stupid because Jan gave up $30 million. Where? Or he lost $30 million. You can't. To lose means you had, and it is no longer in your hands or is no longer in your possession. Yannick never signed a contract. He was given $54 million guaranteed. That was what they were supposed to get, and he was going to get a cash advance. So he was going to have to earn all that money. It was just essentially a cash advance. He was still playing for the $2 million that he played for last year. So he didn't lose that $2 million, and they put him on a franchise tender. Now, he lost $6 million because I think that's what it was, right?
Yes.
It was supposed to be 18. He's taking 12. What if I told you the rumors coming out of Minnesota is $60 million guaranteed? Who lost? He's getting money now. He's getting what he was going to get, and the money he would have lost this year, he makes it up in the long run. He got what he wanted. That's 2 guys who have essentially bullied your front office to get what it is that they desired. The hell away from you. Two guys who have a better chance of making the playoffs and having a career that people remember. What's the one thing that people complain about every year around the draft time? Around is a combine and draft when they do. It's a draft when they do the pick for the Hall of Fame, right?
Oh yeah.
What do we
I think
always
Super
complain?
Bowl maybe.
Okay, let's Super Bowl. Fine. It might be whatever. One of these big events. Every year, people complain about Tony Baselli not being here, right? Being in there, right? Jimmy Smith is not a guy that they complain about. Small market guys who played on some bad teams, some good teams, but some teams that just weren't epic. What happens in Minnesota? Small market team, but a team, somebody that's dedicated to winning. He has a defensive end on the other side of him like he had here in Calais, but that's young, that he can grow with. You got an offense that's going to actually threaten it. You're going to be in the first time in his career, he's going to play ahead. So what does that do when you play ahead? Sacks. So all these statistics that you people keep quoting that you have no idea how to put into context. Guess what he's going to get? He's going to get those things that he wants because he has never had a problem in getting in the backfield. He's had a problem of converting, but when you're running away from another all-pro DN, you're running right into the loving arms of another. Along with competent defensive coordinating, along with competent offensive coordinating call, but your quarterback is suspect. I'll give you that. But you got pieces that want to win. And you've got guys who are just really thought process. And what I've learned about this Unique thing, and it was great, and I'll miss it with our words of wisdom from Unique, is that Unique is Zoom focused and he is a FU money guy. He is a peace of mind guy. So that's why it's hard for some people to understand why you think the way you think the way. Like, all you hear is 18 million. All you hear is 54 million.
Sometimes, like, where you work is more important than how much you're getting paid.
Right. So, like, it's like, I'll take
where I live, maybe some more important than how much I'm getting. Like, everyone, it's a
different thing.
Exactly.
It's
all
a different
relative.
thing. So, like, he's saying, and that's where, again, that comes back to, like, we're Jag fans. We got to realize what is consistently being said to us about, and I say "are," even though I'm trying, but I'm just telling you, I'm speaking because I'm speaking with the people, for the people. We have to consistently hear what everybody is telling us. I don't want to be with you. I don't want to be with you so bad that I want to fake an injury. Like some of us fellas that are listening right now, you know what I'm talking about. I got a headache.
Hear it all the time.
You hear it all the time. She doesn't want to be with you so bad she's faking an injury. She's pulling we'll call it a Ramsey. She pulling a Ramsey in the bedroom with you, bro.
My back.
She pulling that Ramsey on you, dog. You got to call her out on that one or get her out the franchise.
My stomach, I just not feeling good.
They don't want to be with you so bad that they say, you know what? I'd rather be broke. This is my payday. I have waited for this day. Nah, player, I'm good. I'm good.
You know what? I know the weather's nice here, but Minnesota, I heard, is really
it's like
nice.
I'd rather go to a lake. I'd rather see a frozen lake than Jack's Beach. It's not you, Jaguar fan. We got to stop. This is something I'm going to say before we take our injured feelings to Doc. It's not a knock on you, Jacksonville Jaguar fans.
Never.
These guys do this. They don't hate you. Even Lenny put a really good post about the Jacksonville, the city of Jacksonville. It's not you that they don't like. It's the franchise. And the franchise does this to you. You just don't recognize it. But not only you know who they do this to? They do this to the best of us, the honor roll students. They treat everybody bad. And we get mad at the players, but they are the ones who put the smartest kids in Jacksonville 2 inches from the sun. And then this is how they treat their best players. It pays to be stupid and to try to stick it to the Jags. Coming on the other side, we're going to have Doc with Southeast Orthopedic come on, and we're going to talk about some injuries, on one in particular that really affects FSU fans and the city of Los Angeles on the other side.
Now, 1010XL takes you inside the program director's office with Dan and Jeff.
You trade paint one more time, you so much as touch. I'm going to black flag the two of you.
Mornings.
I'm not going to take that personally.
On 1010XL.
Football is back. And Gardner Minshew and the Jaguars are ready to win. Visit Jaguars.com and join us at the bank. Season tickets mean you'll be there in person for a Thursday night matchup with the Dolphins, a rivalry game against the Steelers, and crucial contests with our AFC South Division opponents. The Jaguars are taking every precaution to keep our fans safe and ensure we can be Duval together this fall. Limited capacity seats remain. Visit Jaguars.com.
day 12 with no cigarettes.
Whoa.
Yeah, dude, I quit. Cold turkey, no gum, no patch, no nothing, dude. I just did it.
You said you're on day 12?
Yeah, so Wednesday will be 2 weeks.
That's big, man. That's clutch, dude. We need to give yourself a clap one out.
I'm waiting for a month.
Okay. Well,
I feel amazing. Yeah, fist bump. Thank you. I knew you'd appreciate that as a health professional.
that's fine. So, Doc, explain to me what is a meniscus and what does it do and why is it bad when you mess it up?
So, the meniscus is the shock absorber in the knee. It's in the knee joint between the thigh bone, the femur, and the shin bone, the tibia, and it helps us spread out the forces when we're walking, jumping, really doing any kind of activity, provide some cushion in that joint.
Okay. The reason why I asked you is that that's what the rumor is that safety Derwin James, former Florida State Seminole, current Los Angeles Charger, has torn that. Now, they're saying that it's supposed to be 6 to 8 months, but isn't that kind of long? Is that indicative of possibly more of an issue, or it depends on how bad the tear is?
Yeah, it really depends on how bad the tear is. So when you have a tear in the meniscus, depending on the severity of the tear, there's two types of things that can happen from a surgery standpoint. One is that if the tear is kind of small or if it's on the inner part of the meniscus, you can just trim a portion of the meniscus to make that edge nice and smooth again so nothing catches in the joint anymore. And if that's the case, you're usually only out about a month. And so when they talk about guys having meniscus surgery who are back playing in 4 to 6 weeks, that's what that happens. If it's a more severe tear, if it's in kind of a worse position, and you repair the meniscus using sutures, then it needs a chance to heal. Then you have to use crutches for the first month. You're going to brace for either the first 6 to 8 weeks, and then you're looking at more like a kind of minimum sort of between 4 and 8 month return to high intensity sports. So it's two very different outcomes from a surgery standpoint and from a return to play standpoint.
So basically, this is not what you want to have happen when you're trying to hopefully outplay your rookie contract.
Correct. Because again, if it's the type of tear that needs to be repaired,
yeah, that's what it sounds like. 6 to 8. I think I said 6 to 8 weeks. They said 6 to 8 months. My bad. So basically, yeah, they declared him out for the season. And the way he plays and the amount of ground that he covers, and when you talk about shock absorbers and stuff like that, that makes sense. Because he's a very explosive player. Is that something that is more common when you are a springy, more explosive type athlete?
No, I mean the meniscus, as a structure, because it's kind of sitting right between the femur and the tibia, is at risk for injury in really all kinds of sports. It's really the most commonly injured structure in the knee that requires this kind of surgery. So it just is one of those things in whatever sport it may be, high impact, low impact, high explosivity, just something that's really common.
Okay. Speaking with Doc Swanson, the Southeast Ortho, the guy that's banking on my meniscus one day. I guess that's the shock. That's what I was with the. I haven't ran. I got to get back to it. I will say when Doc adjusted me, it was the best feeling, but it also put me out. Like I was like, I can't. I feel way too good to go out here and mess this up. So I had to I got to take some time. But that's
I got ulterior motives, man. I just want your back to feel better so you get back to running because eventually running is going to equal surgery.
Because that's
why I got help to get into the chiropractor.
That's what's going to help is the shock absorbers with a 275-pound man is trying to put up mini marathon numbers. So, but yeah, so that was the major injury in football. I know we kind of probably talk about it a little bit off and on, but it does seem like some things that we discussed on the Sports Den, really when all this COVID stuff, probably back in May, I believe, or early May when we were talking about when everything would come back, is the problem when you don't have an opportunity to really train, especially on the college levels, and probably on the high school levels, we'll see it too, is the increase in soft tissue injuries. Like, so FSU, Florida, a lot of places like that are seeing guys that are getting these little nicks and bruises. Like you're getting, well, not even nicks and bruises. We've seen some guys possibly tear their Achilles, which sucks. Those are the major injuries, but but really the hamstring pulls, the quad pulls, things like that. What are some things that you could do to maybe stave off of that? Or if you think you have a hamstring injury, what are some things you can do to help rehab or make that recovery a little bit faster?
Yeah, I mean, the most important thing from a prevention standpoint is one, coming into training camp with preseason conditioning and decent off-season shape stuff that you've done on your own. Second most important thing, preventative-wise, is a really good stretching regimen before your workout, maintaining good flexibility, really decreases your chance of those soft tissue injuries. And then the important thing then, once you're into training or into camp, things like that, is really to listen to your body. Because a lot of times you'll feel something that's a little bit off in the back of your thigh, or just doesn't feel quite right. And if you continue to kind of explode through that, then that's when that turns into the real mild injury, may turn into that hamstring that keeps you out for a couple of months sometimes.
Gotcha. Any other cool golf? Yeah, this week got it perfect for golf, right? Ain't no rain.
Well, don't you guys have high school coming back?
Is that this week or is that next week?
Jamboree?
Starts this Friday.
Okay.
So some teams are playing this Friday, September 4th. So things are really kind of getting back into the swing of things. There was a college football game last week, Austin Peay and Central Arkansas.
Are we doing the bump and bruise one?
Don't have a final answer on that yet because of the current climate, man.
Right.
Everybody together on Saturday morning from all different schools and kind of in that environment. So
Probably a better idea. Hold on.
maybe hold off on that this year, but not 100% sure that.
Well, if you got a kid, if you got yourself and you're in a predicament, you're injured, you're a weekend warrior, gotta get right. Make sure. Actually, I might need to make sure I can get my own team. We got big time football starting next Saturday. Not this one, but next Saturday. I've got it marked on my calendar. I cannot wait. It's not college football. It's I-9 season, and I'm the head coach. And we're gonna go out here and we're gonna try to beat kids by 7, if possible, within the rules. Like, I'm not teaching my kids to do anything wrong. I'm just teaching them to beat people by 7 because
and make them stop.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, everybody works hard, and I want everybody to score. So that's our job. So we're gonna make sure we keep our kids healthy, make sure we stretch, make sure we stay hydrated and COVID free, and just in case you get anything, you need to make sure you hit up Dr. Chris Swanson with Southeast Orthopedic. He comes to, he's one of our big sponsors. He comes to us every Monday. We have an injury moment, basically where we talk about injuries and anything you got. I didn't see anything on the text line before I let you go and enjoy.
We should probably just get Doc's last words about the Jags.
What do you? Yeah, you good with this?
Oh man, wow! It's kind of funny. If you look down the list of the guys who don't play for the Jags anymore,
yeah, it'd be like a Pro Bowl team.
I mean, it's really remarkable the guys that aren't here. But I guess it's just being full-blown rebuild. 1-16, 1-15.
We can only hope it's that bad.
It's Trevor Lawrence. I mean, other than that, yeah, it can't be a lot of optimism for a lot of wins in Jacksonville this year, I think.
It's just about getting better every day, bro.
I guess they're happy as a running back for this.
Yeah, what a lie.
Yeah, like we're going to be happy with Chris Thompson. Well, actually, you'll be able to see Chris. He's often injured.
Fragile history. Man, I don't even know who it is.
Rockwell
Chris
Armstead.
Rock Armstead and Chris Robinson, I believe. No, James Robinson is his name, I believe. Yeah.
The Coach Moran said he's happy with the position.
When you get on Madden, those are the guys that you typically trade for. Like when you can do this. I don't know if they still do it, but when you used to be able to do the team draft, like everybody was open and you just picked your best team. Rockwell, Chris Thompson, and James Robinson were the first guys that you look for. Like that's how you build. That's how you build a franchise.
Since your back is feeling good now, I mean, you probably got a couple of carries in your ass.
Oh, right now? Yeah, I'm straight.
They brought
I'm so upset.
onto the team. I'm talking about the Jags, a guy that played defensive line in the NFL 5 years ago, quit or retired, and they're bringing him back to play fullback now with the Jags, and they didn't even ask him.
I'm so offended. Like, it's not like they can't get a contact. Like, if that guy can do it, I know for a fact I can.
League minimum.
Like, dude, I'm not greedy. Like, I'm not unique. Like, I'm straight. That is FU money to me. Like, I'm taking it in a heartbeat. I'll take what I made before the first time, and it's a little bit more now. I'll be like, hey, I'll give you back. Here, shot. We can put that in the contract, yo. Shoot me the $550, and I'll shoot you $100 back. Like, just as a thank you note. But appreciate you, Doc. We'll holler at you next week when Denny's.
All right, guys, have a good week.
All right. That is Dr. Chris Swanson with Southeast Orthopedic, the man, the myth, and the legend. He's the best. I guarantee you don't know a doctor that can hoop as well as he does. So he comes to us every Monday. We're going to come back with the award-winning, Grammy-nominated, kind of, Hate O'Clock, brought to you by Loose Air Quality when we come back.
With approved credit and not in conjunction. See dealer for complete details. Summer clearance event. Get going with a brand new car, truck, SUV, or minivan at your #1 hometown dealer, Jacksonville. Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Bay Meadows. Choose from the best selection around with more coming in daily. We get more because we sell more. Drive a new Dodge Journey and save up to $5,000 off MSRP. Save up to $7,000 on a new Jeep Compass. Even the back-to-back truck of the year is priced below what you'd expect to pay. Drive a new Ram and save up to $10,000 off MSRP. $10,000. Get 0% financing for 72 months and save. See our inventory at jaxcjdr.com. Come in for a test drive, or we can bring it to you. Our lenders are standing by to make you a new car loan. The safety and comfort of our customers is our highest priority. Summer driving fun. The adventure is on. Jacksonville, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, leading the way. I-295 and Bay Meadows.
Right now, Allstate has almost as many ways to save as there are types of music. Save for being a new customer. Save for driving safely. Save for driving less with pay-per-mile insurance. Visit Allstate.com or contact your local agent to get a quote. Find out how much you can save today. Allstate. Now that should be music to your ears.
Not available in every state. Savings based on early signing discount drive-bys and mile west. Savings vary based on how you buy. Subject to terms and conditions. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Smoothbrook, Illinois.
The Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute is proud to serve our community, especially during a time of crisis. Their dedicated athletic trainers are assisting with protocols for return to sports after COVID-19. While athletes are returning for summer workouts, their athletic trainers are helping provide temperature screenings, equipment sanitization, and emergency health care in an effort to keep our student athletes safe. It's no wonder why coaches, parents, and athletes choose JOI. Call JOI 2000. JOI, where the pros go.
Hey, Hicken here for Roof It Right. Do not fall for the fly-by-night roofer scam this storm season. Remember, a reputable roofer will not show up at your home without an appointment and will never pressure you to sign over your insurance rights. If you encounter a storm-chasing roofer, stop and call my friends at Roof It Right. Roof It Right, your local, trusted, Master Elite roofing contractor, offering free in-person or contactless appointments all storm season long. RoofItRightFL.com. That's RoofItRightFL.com. Roof It Right, so you can sleep at night.
Instant Keys offers honest professional locksmith service for lost or broken keys and keyless entry remotes. Call Instant Keys at 722-1111. Get dealership level service in just minutes at a fraction of the cost. 722-1111.
Up in the morning with the rising sun, back to our dock before the day is done. Boats and trucks and airplanes too, bringing seafood from the world to you. Fresh from us to your family, come be a part of our legacy. Fisherman stop, where seafood lovers shop. Fisherman stop, the ultimate seafood shop.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to website CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com, and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
If you're a man over 45, have frequent urination, an urgent need to go, a weak flow, or waking at night to urinate, it's time to consider UroLift. This is Dr. West, urologist with McKeever Clinic. UroLift is a non-invasive outpatient procedure with minimal downtime. If you suffer from an enlarged prostate and want to avoid the sexual side effects of medication and invasive surgery, UroLift may be for you. Contact McKeever Clinic at 355-6583. That's 355-6583.
Call Action Transmission Specialist on Merrill Road. We want to win your business with honest and upfront transmission service. I'm Robin Sidbury, the owner. That's a promise from me. Get traction. Call Action at 744-0755.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
You mad, bro?
1010XL 92.5 FM. Join us in the sports den. Call or text 641-1010.
Open up your heart and let that hate out.
Gotta let that thing breathe when we get going. Hold on real quick. Parts. All right. Appreciate that, Beastie Boy. This is Hate O'Clock. World famous Hate O'Clock, brought to you by Luce Air Quality. That's LUCE airquality.com. Go visit them. They are the go-to experts when it comes to, obviously, air quality in your home, mold, mildew, any kind of service like that. You don't know anybody who can go check it out and tell you exactly how to cope with that. They go in, investigate it, tell you why you're breathing bad air. Call 904-803-1014. That's luceairquality.com. They bring you Hate O'Clock each and every night here on the Sports Den. More, I think we talked about this, and we can agree to this as a family. We're just gonna keep hating on the Jags. Is that okay? Is that okay?
I'm
JJ?
down.
Is that okay?
Because I have a specific topic I am hating on about.
I'm going to zoom focus my Hate O'Clock on this, if you would let me. Not the Jags empirically or as units. I want to hate on them. I want to hate on one person individually, and I need to pull up his stats as an executive. So I need to know. Okay, that's the information that I needed to know. How long does it take? Do you think it would take to figure out that you're bad at your job?
Maybe if you were like 40 games under 500.
Okay, but like, should it take that long?
No.
Like, does anybody like? So when we look at it, so we call. All right, so we've had over the last few years since we've all been together, since the True Sports Den has formed with you as the producer. Even though like that first year was kind of sketchy, you were gone every other day, but we've had Jalen leave, right? People say Jalen's not worth it. He's overrated, right? That was some people said when he was leaving.
There's still people holding out hope for that to be true.
Okay, all right, so Jalen Ramsey overrated, and he's in his 5th year in the league, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so 5th year in the league. During that time, he's made 2 All-Pros, right?
Jalen Ramsey is a 3-time. Oh yeah, only 1-time All-Pro.
1-time
3-time
All-Pro,
Pro Bowl.
but 3-time. Okay, 3-time Pro. Ooh, really? So, geez. So the 4 years he's played, just 1 year he wasn't like considered one of the best
in all of football.
Okay. And that's over it. Okay, well, fine. Well, that's the standard. And standard's the standard, right? Leonard Fournette has had 1 year where he had 1,000 yards, 1 year under 1,000, so it just doesn't matter. We'll just say under 1,000. And another year over 1,000-yard rushing, and we're not even talking about all purpose. So 2/3 of the time, but he's considered a bust by some. Okay, it's interesting.
I don't think people hate the production that Leonard Fournette gave them as much as who else was taken around him, and
fair.
just even taking a running back that high up in general is sort of a
That's fair.
turn off to me.
That is extremely fair. I get that because like I would. There's some other people.
I would never say Leonard Fournette was unproductive.
But what I mean by this is that that's the key word. He was productive. So these are guys that this man drafted that weren't that were productive, but we call them and these are guys who are in years.
Well, remember how people said, "Oh, Yannick wasn't even all that last year."
Yeah, so like years 4 and 5, right? And Yannick would have been in year because this was Yannick's 4th year right here. So this is his 5th year. So 5 years is enough time to say somebody's a bust, overrated, or not that productive, right?
For a player.
For a player. But 8 years? 3 coaches. Because he got brought in when Malarkey was here first, right? And then he picked Gus. And then
did it not work out with Gus?
It didn't work out with Gus. And then he had the opportunity. Like when most people fail that often, very few GMs get to this point. You have an opportunity to make it all right. And you hire a guy off the staff that was terrible. The offense was never clicking. The offensive line was not known as one of the best offensive lines in the NFL. And you picked that guy because he did pretty decent in the final 2 games. It didn't even matter.
And he did all right in Buffalo. Give him that.
Yeah, he did decent in Buffalo, but he left.
He left because he thought he was going to get the Jets job.
But
didn't get it.
What I'm saying,
had to settle for the Jags gig.
Left.
Yes,
he left. I'm looking at what's on Jaguars.com, and it should piss you off even more. Caldwell has drafted 6 Pro Bowl players during his tenure with the Jaguars, including defensive end Joshua Allen and wide receiver DJ Chark, who probably won't be here either.
Yeah, we need to lock Chark down immediately. And Allen.
In addition to signing 3 more players that earned Pro Bowl bids during their tenure in Jacksonville. Calais Campbell, who we let go for a bag of non-laters. Malik Jackson, who I don't even think we talked to Malik. And A.J. Bouye, who's awful. But I would love A.J. at this point. He has had more drafted players make the Pro Bowl during his time with the team, 2013 to 2020, than any other general manager during their tenure. I'm assuming with the Jaguars. My point is that this will not be, 2013 to 2020 will not be the era in which Jaguar fans reminisce like I always hear Denny talk about. How great it was to be in the city during the 90s. We've had more Pro Bowl players on this roster than the glory days.
Dude, they were having so much fun back then.
72 got him, dog. Trying to break through.
They got Leon rapping.
Off the chain, Super Bowl thirsty, you know what I'm saying? You want to shake me? I rip the side, I play, don't make me. You can't ride a lineman.
God, that's awful.
You're such a hater.
Who wrote that?
I'm not sure if he did.
I was just joking. Leon, that was good, man. That was young Leon too, spry Leon.
You can't say that was good right after you said it was trash. That's not how it works. But yes, there won't be any rap songs made about the Caldwell era.
I'm just, man, I mean, come on, dude. Let's go through A-Rob. He said A-Rob was a good kid. That's code for you're getting cut. We don't even like Alan Hearns on this show. And Allen was productive. So again, top 100, a top 100. Jalen, top 100. Leo, at one point, was a top 100 guy. Blake, garbage, but at one point was a top 100 guy. Jan, multiple times.
Probably
top 100.
Calais.
Telvin, I'm getting to the guys that we actually farmed. Telvin, top 100 guy. Miles, I believe he was a top 1 year, he was a top 100 guy. Now, Calais, Malik, not Linder. Well, who's the other guy? Who's the other offensive lineman that came from Carolina that we have right now? But he stinks. But he was a top 100.
Norwell?
Yeah, Norwell was a top 100 guy. AJ. I feel like I'm missing somebody. That's enough. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 that you picked up since 2015. So in 5 years, right? I guess no, this is year 6. Yep. So we'll even go ahead and extend that. You picked up 8 guys, dude. They're not here, like except for one. I gave you one went a little R. Kelly crazy. But that's not true. But you should have seen that.
Red flag.
You ask a lot of questions, so you should have seen that.
It's funny.
Like right there, that presser, you should have been like, dude, we got
something wrong with him. And then you just let Calais walk. You let Malik walk. You let Norwell walk. I mean, Norwell's still here, excuse me. You let AJ walk. So you got 2 of those guys still here. The other guys you didn't sign. So, like, you can't get better that way. It's impossible to get better that way. At a certain point, you're the one who does the structuring. You're the one who does the contracts. Like, if what is true, or what I said was true, what happens in Minnesota, that's a larger indictment on you as well. Because like I said, I believe he has a $60 million contract in the queue. If he has anything less than $60 million, unique. If he has anything less than $60 million, that's on you. Because we have that to offer him. It became a stalemate in a measuring contest. And I'm not saying that Unique is the greatest defensive end in the world. But what I'm saying is when I can go through and list you player after player that's gotten contract after contract, that's gotten that will get other opportunities. And you could have signed them, and some of these you chose not to, and then you use these code words. Culture. What the hell does that mean? What does that even mean? I saw somebody write consistently. I heard the Lunch Bunch talk about this. He's not a locker room, like they're bad locker room guy. What does that even mean?
Like, these are all adults in there.
Like I like you, JJ. I like pretty much everybody's station, but I've worked in places where I didn't like everybody. But I'm a professional. I have a job.
Yeah, I still go to work every day. Still work the same.
My job isn't to like you. My job is to do my job. And as long as you don't hinder me doing my job, I'm fine. Like, you're telling me, or you're allowing to get out, that Leonard Fournette is not a good locker room guy. I'm going to tell you guys about Leonard Fournette. It's not anything great. Like, I don't have no like Hallmark story for him, but I will tell you
He
this.
saved my mom's life. Okay?
Yeah, I can't tell you that. But what I can tell you is that this guy was on a Zoom call during the draft. About 20 random Jaguar fans.
With fans, dude.
The entire
clowning, having a fun
Thursday and Friday was on the call.
This is after he was rumored to be traded by the Jags.
Laughing and joking with them about him being traded. Saying, if I find out, y'all will be the first ones to know. That's the guy that you guys are allowing people to say is bad. Like, you fans will believe everything that a lying-ass GM and head coach will tell you. Like, they lied to your face. They have lied to your face about even saying they weren't trying to trade him.
He lied. Y'all
And you question the players' characters who go out there and work, and you'll say they're not good people. But these are the same people that are doing book bag drives, that are doing military things,
So do
that
you
are going
believe
into the
them
community.
when they say that they couldn't get anything for him? Because I
believe
heard you
them.
say earlier that there was probably teams on the other end that were like, well, why would we give anything up when we know they're just going to have to?
It's not it's an embellishment, but it's all a lie. Yeah, you can't get nothing now because you've already said he was trash and that you don't want him.
Months
why
ago.
would I trade you something when you don't even like him? That is bad. That is terrible negotiating. Don't write a book, The Art of the Deal, Dave Caldwell. Dave Caldwell's thoughts of draft,
See what you do is
of trading,
you say it sucks, and then you ask them what they want for it.
We're going to say, I want a first-round draft pick for a running back that I don't think is any good. We got a defensive end that can't stop the run, that only creates pressure, but can't get to the QB. That doesn't want to be here and hates everybody, but we want 2 first-rounders for him. That's not how you trade. Like, you talk people up, even if you don't like them. Like,
you don't have the owner's son get into an argument with them online.
You don't come in and say, well, you're not helping it. Like, no, dummy, you're not helping it. Now they really know you don't want him, and he doesn't want to be here. How you should go, man? This Jan guy, man. Let me tell you about Yannick. Man,
great guy.
Great
guy.
You talk, even if they're the ugly friend, but you need somebody to be the wingman so you can get to the good looking girl. Hey, how's your friend? Man, you know he's cross-eyed. He walks with a limp, and he's got a humpback. But you just say, man, he's got a unique stare. His
sense of humor. Oh my God.
The way he walks, when he walks into a room, everybody sees him.
And his back is like that. I mean, his gait used to be amazing.
If he works on his posture a little bit, he's gonna be that guy. That's how you say, like, you try to figure something out. Accentuate the positives. Stop talking about the negatives. Nobody. Oh, well, he's under. And then the fan base, we jump in. Oh, well, he's undersized, and no, that's not how free agency works. Free agency works with it's all about projection. He's 20. He knows it. He's 26 years old. That's young. Like, he signs a 4-year deal, he'll get another one. I think he's 25, 25, 26, whatever. But you got a GM that's out here like we just said, we had a 7th-round pick is a throwaway pick. You mean to tell me Belichick ain't got no 7th-round pick for you?
Right. Yeah, Bruce doesn't even turn 26 until March, by the way.
I'm talking about now I'm back to Leonard. Like Uncle Bruce Arians ain't got no 7th-round pick he can get rid of.
Yeah, he's the same, 25.
My thing is this, is that they only don't want to give you anything because they know you're not worth it, Jags. And they don't have to, because and even he knows it. Like, the craziest thing about all of this is Leonard doesn't have to be desperate. You can go wherever you want to go. You get paid $4 million no matter what. Like, we're the only, like, we've done that 3 years in a row.
How many people are they still paying?
3 years in a freaking row. Pay Blake. Blake's so happy. Blake's so paid that Blake goes and say, you know what? I've never lived in LA before and I like it. I'm gonna go take $1 million and just hang out. You got the pediatrician you're still paying. And you sign him. You're such a great, brilliant GM. You get in a freaking bidding war with yourself. Nobody wanted Nick Foles.
Nobody.
And then this is why, again, fans, what their lying mouths said. And I'm sorry if I'm lighting them up, but Uncle Tom ain't there. So I ain't got to worry about being terrified about what to say. I wasn't really terrified to say anything when he was there.
Don't lie.
Dude, we
You were
said
scared when he was yelling at you.
Well, yeah, that time I was, because I didn't know I was getting yelled at. I just came to drink coffee and eat the crumb cakes, and then some old man is yelling at me because unique.
See, they don't have that bodyguard, that doorman anymore to tell the fans, chill out. Like, this is how we're gonna do things. Doug's not doing it, and Dave certainly isn't doing it.
So, dang, it just made me forget my train of thought on that. I was about to talk about Jan. Shoot. Bottom line is this, man. And do we know what George wants?
He's angry.
Okay, well, shoot, it's 8 o'clock. Let him
Yeah.
be angry. Let's talk. What's up, George? Let that hate out, man.
What's up, James?
What's going on?
You know, James, I respect you because I hear you talk about your kids and taking care of everybody. But, you know, I want you to go ahead and talk about how your great FSU linebacker walked out on $50 million and every 2 weeks gets put on the news, and how Jalen, the way he did us, and then he pulled in with the Brinks truck with nobody around, not talking to us, being a real teammate. You know that I'm right. And you're right, too, about a lot of things you're saying. But Leonard Fournette, 1,700 yards and 3 touchdowns?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. James Coleman would have scored more than that, I promise you, in the red zone.
Now, I'm going to tell you this. You're right. That you're right about. But let me tell you about the 3 touchdowns.
But a lot less yards.
Yes, I'm not going to get to 1,700 yards. I can promise you that. I get more than 3 touchdowns, but the 3 touchdowns is indicative of how porous your offensive line is in goal line. That means somebody's getting bullied and play calling, but he still should have scored when you break a long run. I remember my position coach used to tell us that. You break a long run, he's going to pull you to the sideline. You ain't going to get a chance to score the touchdown. So if he wanted to score, you wouldn't have got caught. And you are 100% right about Selvin. And this is what I want. If you listen to this show, JJ, you got to back me up.
We don't defend anything.
Nobody
Selvin
talks
Smith.
about Selvin and Jalen more than I do. We got a freaking commercial about Jalen, sweet and sassy barbecue sauce. Like, so we was talking about him when people thought he was a good teammate. But I don't like the way Jalen left. I'm going to be honest with you. I thought, he felt like he did what he had to do, whatever. I still can critique that and criticize that, and I believe that was the wrong thing. But I also
I didn't like that he used his kid as like a tool in this whole thing.
Yeah,
and his fake back injury.
And then he had another kid. But that's neither here nor there. But I think that I'm not defending Jalen on it, but I think when I listed like 8 guys.
Yeah, but listen,
like would this 8 people have done the same thing?
Do you not think that in like the Pats locker rooms or any team that wins, there's not guys like that?
I don't like everybody that I've ever played with. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, when we have reunions, we may have some cool people, but there's some people I didn't like. I'm not going to tell you, but I don't have to like you if you do your job. Like, this whole good teammate thing, like, I think people, I don't know if it's, I appreciate it, George. Appreciate you adding to it. I don't know if people, like, because they only made it to high school, and I'm not knocking, this is no knock. I want to make sure there's no disrespect. Like, that they believe that every other level is like that. And it's not. Like, it's not. This whole, I don't want to snitch on the code, but like, this whole brotherhood thing is really overrated.
Yeah, Leon talks about that every day.
Like,
there's no friends in professional football.
Like, when my 1 year, I was brought in to take somebody's job.
Yes.
I was a 22-year-old with more money than anybody in my family had ever seen. And I was brought in to take somebody's job. That guy whose job I was brought in was like 28 years old with 2 kids. He had a wife and
a mortgage.
A mortgage. And he had been on that team for the entire time. So he had relationships. Those guys liked him.
They hated you.
They didn't necessarily hate me. They didn't know me. They had more in common. I'm not going to, if you're the player, like you hear all these stories about guys who are the players and all that stuff. You can't hang out with the players, man. You know why? Because your old lady going to think you a player. It's going to mess up your house. There's a lot of things that you can't do. Like, it's not, like, you cool with these people.
Cliques.
There's cliques. There's guys who will be in your wedding. But if you go and you ask any of these former Jaguar players who live in this city and that are hanging around you, I promise you, They're going to tell you that we're not best friends with everybody. I'm not one of them, but I'm just saying they're going to tell you the truth. Like, I don't know why y'all believe that you
Not
can go
everybody in these locker rooms on a winning team is like buddy.
Right.
Everybody gets along. The coach is cool with everybody. That's not how it works.
It's like, it does. It's
There's
like,
jerks
you
on
know
the
what?
team.
JJ, you know
There's
what it
plenty of Jalen's out there.
You know what it is? It's your job. They just get paid more because they're really good. If you were one of the top 32 people
like
in your
any of our
profession,
jobs.
if you were one of the top 32 people in your profession, if you were one of the top 64 people in your profession, forget that. If you were one of the top 2,000 people in your profession, you would get paid on the same level as these guys. And you would have abilities and to do things that nobody else would be able to do. And you will have people who are jerks. You will have people that you like. They'll have people that you like. Most of y'all go to work, sign in, get your check, and leave, and don't go hang out with people at happy hour. And you know what? The NFL players do the same damn thing.
Yes.
Everybody ain't Smiles and Hallmark cards. They are just there for one reason and one reason alone. First, to get a check. Second, to win some games.
And here's another thing. This myth that, like, any successful player is like some lunch pail guy. First in, last out. Like the Jags coaches want to make you believe they're just building this team around good guys. That doesn't equal winning. Since when does that equal winning?
Matter of fact,
that usually has the opposite effect.
Let's hold to that. That's going to be our next segment because that's the big one. I want to talk more about locker room and the myth of the lunch pail guy on the other side of the Sports Den, brought to you by thehumidor.com. Type in Sports Den at checkout, get 20% off. We'll be right back.
Keep your quarter panel clean with 1010XL. This Sunday at Darlington. Or he's out front. Brought to you by the Plumbers and Pipefitters Local Union 234 and Daytona International Speedway on 1010XL.
Remember how the poet T.S. Eliot said, "And the end of all our exploring will be to arrive where we started and know the place for the first time." He means no matter where we go, we always come home. Kind of like baseball. The idea is to get from here back around to here. It's all about going home. And that's why I recommend the team at 1-800-GOT-JUNK, because they make your home feel more like home. All you have to do is point and your junk disappears. So call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOTJUNK.com.
This is your Mad Dad's Update with Chapter President Donald Ford. It is 2020, and we've had any number of murders and shootings. We're well on the way to being the murder capital of Florida per capita population again. How can we stop it? Glad you asked. When the men stop murmuring and complaining, get up off the couch watching sports, drinking and belching, and say enough is enough, I can't take anymore, I'm going to join forces with Mad Dads, and we take our city back from murder and violence. Murder and violence has no color, it has no demographic location, it is all over the city. We've got to galvanize together and take our city back. Hit me on Facebook and tell me what you think. Mad Dad's the force behind the change. For more information about Mad Dads, go to Mad Dads Jacksonville chapter Facebook or MadDadsJacksonville.com.
My trip to Israel last year profoundly changed me. I traveled from Gethsemane, where Christ prayed, to Mass on the Sea of Galilee. I went to Bethlehem to see where he was born, and then to his tomb, where he rose from the dead. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan, but it was a place at the Sermon on the Mount where we were taught the Beatitudes that gave me a renewed sense of purpose, to always protect the hopeless, the helpless, and the powerless. Those principles are why I used my good fortune to help build the Morgan & Morgan Hunger Relief Center at Second Harvest, and why we have spent millions of dollars to raise the minimum wage in Florida. My purpose today is different than when I first started. My firm has been my ministry after my brother Tim was hurt. Never did I think we would become the largest injury firm in the world, but here we are, and we are here for you. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Morgan & Morgan, for all God's people. Dial pound law on your cell. Pound law, that's all. Offices, Jacksonville.
Hey, it's Rick Ballou. I'm sure your AC system has been working hard this summer. So in honor of working hard, my friends at McGowan's AC are offering a pre-Labor Day savings of 20% off all preventive maintenance plans. Pick a plan level that works best for your system and your budget and save 20%. But you got to call McGowan's now before Labor Day to schedule your first plan maintenance visit in October. only from McGowan's AC, the official heating and air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Summer is here, and Hidden Hills Golf Club is offering daily twilight rates starting at 2 p.m. Plenty of time to get your round in before sunset on one of the most unique golf courses in North Florida. Call Hidden Hills at 620-0910.
This is Hacker. Join me for the Gator Bites podcast presented by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists with new episodes every Wednesday. Subscribe and listen by searching for 1010XL Florida Gator Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or TuneIn.
Frank Franzi here for Big Chief Tire. Your family's safety is important to the experts at Big Chief Tire. Don't let your vehicle's needs become out of sight and out of mind. Big Chief Tire's trusted team of experienced technicians will provide a free estimate after a vehicle inspection, so you can get back on the road and drive with confidence at a price that suits your budget. Verify your vehicle's safety before you get behind the wheel. Visit any of their 4 convenient Jacksonville locations or schedule an appointment by visiting BigChiefService.com.
Hi, this is Joe Butler from Black Creek Outfitters. Getting outside on the water in the Florida sun may be the best medicine of all. At Black Creek, we specialize in getting you out on the water on kayaks and paddleboards. 2 things we offer: free delivery in the area and 12 months no interest financing. Call us up at 904-645-7003 and we can get your new kayak or paddleboard out to you today so you can get on the water tomorrow. Black Creek Outfitters, locally owned and operated by the Butler family since 1983.
AC's broke, it ain't no joke. Call Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. FloridaHomeAC.com.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. You're listening to the Sports Den on 1010XL.
The first in is leadership. He's always pushing everybody, verbal, communicator, coach on the field.
Would want him to date my daughter.
Like, I'm
sneaky fast.
I don't know why you guys fall in love with Coach Speech so much. Like, is it that like we just really are taught? Is it the respect for elders thing? Is that what it is? Because I don't get it. Like, you've heard these terms with losers before. It's why I respect Urban Meyers, the Urban Meyers of the world, the Bill Belichick's, the Bobby Bowdens, the Jimmy Johnsons, the Nick Sabans, because you never hear about his, but I know he has them. It's up there with the college coach that says, I look at your tweets, and if I see curse words and racial epitaphs on them, I'm just appalled, and I just don't want you to be a part of my program.
Unless you're a 4 or 5 star.
I'm here to tell you, man, if you're 6 foot, over 200 pounds, and you run sub 4.5, somebody's gonna want you, man. Like I don't care. Like, here's a fact. Here's a fun fact. Bill Belichick would be considered one of the best coaches that ever coached football, right? Have you ever heard him say he wants lunch pail guys? Because if he said it, he'd be a bold-faced lie. You know why I know? This man had a guy who was an active serial killer playing for him while he was winning Super Bowls. And it took him going to jail for him to get him off of his team. He wasn't going to cut him. If you're doing your job at a high level, you could be a murderer in the NFL. See Ray Lewis. I don't get what you like. One, it's ironic that some of the guys that we're saying are terrible people are the ones who do good people stuff. Like, Jalen just wrote a check for $1 million to his hometown school district for literacy programs. Didn't have to do that. I mean, I like kids, but I don't know if I like anybody that much, to be honest with you. But I haven't had that much money yet, so maybe that should be a goal. But I'm gonna get you book bags, but I ain't giving you $1 million. But
like, I need to know how you're gonna spend it.
Yeah, that's really the problem. That's kind of why I bought the book bags. You know what I'm saying?
I know what they are.
I know the quality of the book bag. I know what's going into them. I know where the money's getting spent, so I feel good about it. Like when I give a check to somebody, I don't know, like I gotta just trust that you didn't. And most of that money to these nonprofits goes into admin fees and stuff. So whatever, that's not what we're talking about. My point is that it's not that you don't need the lunch pail guys. You do need them. But I also think that we need to have an understanding that somebody like Jan, what was not lunch pail about Jan except for the business side that we were privy to?
Yeah, he was the
because
most
of what
lunch
the
pail
Jags
guy.
said. Yeah, the only
he was
reason
like number one lunch pail guy.
The only reason you don't think Jan was a team player is because of stuff that the Jags said. Every action that he did showed Jan was the D-line pause, except for good.
Yes.
You pay that guy. You pay that guy because there was something. That's what it was that I was trying to remember. Dave and Doug said the dumbest thing that I've ever heard in the history of sports in front office management. And it set the tone, and no matter what you feel, this is why these guys were disgruntled, and this is why these guys got the hell out of Dodge. We have to pay a guy so he can get respect. If that ain't the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life, I don't know what it is. You pay a guy if he's good. That earns the respect because he's good and he got paid. When you pay people who don't deserve it and have not earned it, all it does is create the toxic culture in which you're blaming other people for. And now you got to get rid of these people and go younger, which now you got to pray all the things fall in line because you got young guys teaching young guys how to be NFL vets, and that just doesn't help. The only guy that you got that can somewhat help solve those things is Keenan, and that's because he's been on the better teams in these franchises. He was a wide receiver, and he still got it. Your other coaches don't necessarily have that, man, and it's sad. I guess if you really had to put a bow on this show and understand what the theme is, the theme is question everything and start demanding more of your franchise. Everybody in it and everybody affiliated with it who makes money from the franchise. These same damn questions, these same damn answers, these same sorry-ass lunch pail guys, the same culture, the same locker room. No. Demand definitions so that we can hold people to a standard. Because it's obvious what the standard is right now. 5 wins a season. Because that's what the average has been over the decade. With a spike with a run in the playoffs. The average draft position is what, 4.5, if I'm thinking correctly. Those are the standards. That's what culture, that's what lunch pail guys, that's what high character, quote unquote, guys get. Because again, we talk about high character, but we cut a guy who graduated from West Point, the military. If you don't know, I'm saying West Point, a lot of people probably don't even know what that means, do they, JJ?
Army.
It's Army. the football, like Army. Slomka, our guy. You cut him for a guy who beat up old people. We've seen what happens to guys who beat up old people on our roster. They don't last very well. See Dante Fowler.
That's another one. Drafted.
My bad. Yep.
Got rid of him.
Yep.
And he's really good.
Yep. He's doing all right. You bring in guys who like Taven's your lunch pail guy. Got a bunch of Taven Bryans. Telling me, you got George. I love you, George. It was very polite.
Ben
You got the nerve to tell me about FSU guys. We got Taven Bryant, man.
Yeah.
I'd rather have
Like
at least the crazy
FSU
linebacker
guys came up
yeah.
and they gave you production before they flaked out. This guy just came and did absolutely nothing.
The FSU guys gave you the best moments of your jet. It was the best. It was the best of time.
We're gonna go to the Super Bowl.
We're gonna win that bit.
Yeah.
It's the best of time.
Taven's never been able to
never
say
giving you
like
anything. But one game, one meaningless game with the Colts. That was
People
it.
will be talking about that for years.
That was it. And you know what we're going to do with Taven? That's going to be the guy we resign.
Yes. Oh, he's going to get the biggest deal.
Oh, man, the agony. At least it's almost over for today. We're going to take a break. This is the Sports Den brought to you by thehumidor.com. Type in Sports Den for 20% off at checkout.
Yo, Jacksonville. It's a Duval thing. Let's go. Duval. 1010XL.
Sonny's remodel celebration with 1010XL Primetime live on location this Thursday from noon to 3. The first 68 people get a free port. Big deal. Doors open at 11, so get there early for a chance to meet the guys and win some prizes.
Former NFL quarterback David Garrard had surgery on my left knee. Dr. Murphy has done both of them, and so he's really helped me get back to my ability to get out and move around, play with the kids, and still feel like I'm a former NFL quarterback. Started to get a little older, and things stopped working like they should, and Dr. Murphy and Southeast Orthopedic truly come in and save the day.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
I'm with Greg Mackey from Cycles of Jacksonville. And the neat thing that we've discovered through everything that's been going on, Greg, is that families can get out and have a good time on some of your rides.
You know, it's a great point, Joe. We have seen many families come in, taking advantage of the off-road products. You can get outside, get away from the crowds, and still spend time with your family.
We're talking dirt bikes, ATVs, side-by-sides.
All the above. Anything in dirt, we've got it.
Side-by-sides, check them out right now. Cycles of Jacksonville on Atlantic near Regency.
In 1919, my great-grandfather founded Catlin as a Studebaker dealership, and now we're the oldest truck accessory store in the U.S. This is Keith Catlin, and I'm proud to be the fourth-generation owner. If you need anything for your truck, van, or SUV, come see us. From Lear toppers to rolling lot bed covers to trailer hitches and everything in between. Let us take care of all your accessory needs. Quality counts at Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
Instant Keys specializes in creating replacement automotive keys and keyless entry remotes, even when all the originals are lost or broken. Instant Keys provides expert service for nearly every foreign and domestic vehicle, including the high-end luxury models like BMW, Mercedes, Lexus, and Infiniti. With Instant Keys, you'll get dealership-level service at a fraction of the cost without the hassles. For honest professional locksmith service, call the best around. Instant Keys, 722-1111.
Hey, Hicken here. I had zero res out to my house already, and now the kids are back to school, probably ready again. It's the perfect time to try. They're offering the hottest price of the year. 3 rooms of carpet clean for only $99 just for the month of September, so get on their schedule today. Call Zero Res 287-5727 and ask for the 3 rooms for $99 deal at Zero Res. That's 287-5727. Call Zero Res and call them today.
Zero Res. Let's have lunch with Leon.
It was just total chaos at Miami.
Former Jacksonville Pro Bowler Leon Searcy is serving up lunch on XL Primetime.
Brought to you by Wingstop. Weekdays from noon till 1:30 on 1010XL.
Listen to 1010XL, baby.
Brakes for less is what we do. We know drums, rotors, pads, and shoes. If there's a squeal in your wheel, come see the best. 733 Stop.
Brakes for less.
All we do
are brakes for less.
Hotline Jacko here for Hardball Creative. If you're in quarantine, it's time to order your Hardball Company logo mask today.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all. Up in the morning with the rising sun, back to our dock before the day is done. Boats and trucks and airplanes too, bringing seafood from the world to you. Fresh from us to your family, come be a part of our legacy. Fisherman's Dock, where seafood lovers shop. Fisherman's Dock, the ultimate seafood shop.
All offers offers are with approved credit and not in conjunction. See dealer for complete details. Summer clearance event. Enjoy real buying power at Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Bay Meadows. Drive a new Dodge Charger or Challenger and save up to $7,000 off MSRP. Get up to $10,000 off Ram trucks. We need your trade and we'll pay more for it. Come in for a test drive or we'll bring the test drive to you. Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, leading the way. I-295 and Bay Meadows.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
What happened between me and Jacksonville is very simple. The organization had the opportunity to keep me long-term last offseason, and things kind of broke off. So, everything happens for a reason, and not everything lasts forever. Things come to an end, and it's time for me to move on to the next chapter of my career. And I'm forever thankful for what Jacksonville has brought to me and my family, but it's time to move on.
You're listening to the Sports Den on 1010XL.
Yeah, that's a fed up guy. Well, I mean,
that was in May, by the way.
Yeah,
he wasn't coming back.
He wasn't coming back. Let's read some of the text on the text line. We'll do a better job on Wednesday. I'm probably going to put somebody on that duty to get some text, try to get them mixed in with the segments as well as the Facebook Live.
Yeah, we had a lot
Twitter.
tonight.
Facebook Live, I believe, is almost like at 60 comments. So appreciate you guys joining in on that, watching us live. Thank you for listening. Make sure you get to our SoundCloud as well. Do you think Khan wants to move the team? No, he gets everything he wants here in Jacksonville. JJ hit it on the head. Every team has that. Doug is a pushover who the players don't love. He's a slogan guy. All right. He also says stop giving Doug a pass. James would have 17 touchdowns on 3 yards. Facts. Facts. My man Dom. And Dom quotes, James, they didn't hate me.
Is what you said about playing for the Saints.
Yeah. And he's like, tells Drew Brees to grab him a bag of ice, eats Deuce McAllister's lunch, and parks in Sean Payton's spot. It's a quick way to get cut. Dear JJ and James, the Jaguars front office ain't gonna be happy until every Jaguars fan is on that white girl,
or some hard,
or acting like Michael Irvin. I swear. Matter of fact, where are my dollar bill mirror? Where my dollar bill mirror and razor blade?
It's a sad man.
FTS. 874. Unique is a pass rusher, not a defensive end. He is a one-trick pony who isn't all that good. And the one trick, the Jags run defense sucked because he was on the field refusing to set the edge and stop the run. That's a solid opinion. Unfortunately, Minnesota doesn't care. Like somebody wants him, and again, it's like saying your fine ass girlfriend is ugly and nobody will want her unless it's you, and then she breaks up with you, and guess what? She belongs to the streets and everybody wants her. So that's what we found out. When Yannick will have a new contract, the Jaguars are without him now. There's a new era, and now Taven Bryan is our elite pass rusher, along with Josh Allen and Shashan, whatever his name is. The Black Russian is our guy. But anyway, Sports Den. See you guys tomorrow. See you guys Wednesday.
Hey, I know if you give me time, baby.